What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Here's a quick update on where Bitcoin stands today. It's currently a $742 billion asset. The inflation rate is at 1.79%. 89% of all Bitcoin that will ever be in existence has already been entered into the circulating supply. There's been over $8 billion, $8.7 billion of on-chain settlement in the last 24 hours, and over $6 billion of exchange traded volume. So over $8.5 billion on chain actually settling, and over $6 billion of the exchange volume. There was 820,000 active addresses in the last 24 hours. So almost 1 million active addresses in a 24-hour period. And the mining reward, the global revenue for miners around the world, is over $36 million. That's in the last 24 hours, miners around the world from that Bitcoin block reward have made $36 million. When we start to look at how high we are above the cycle low, it's over 35%. Bitcoin continues to be really strong, and all of those underlying fundamentals continue to signal the health of the network. Now, when we start to look at over the last 1 year, Bitcoin is up 251% compared to gold, which is down 11%, and the S&P 500 is up 33%. But if we go all the way out to 2 years, it's up 240% being Bitcoin. 5 years ago to today, Bitcoin is up 6,756%, over 6,750% in the last 5 years. If you go all the way back to 10 years, Bitcoin is up 528,714%. That's right. Bitcoin is up over 500,000% over the last 10 years. Absolutely incredible. And so when we start to look at some of the more detailed underlying fundamentals, what we get is that total addresses used in the last 30 days is over 38 million addresses. Just a massive, massive number. In the last 24 hours, there's been over 18,000 transactions, almost 19,000 transactions that have happened on the Bitcoin blockchain. And over the last 7 days, that high was 20,000 and the low was 14,000. So in the last 7 days, between 14 to 20,000 transactions happening every single day on the Bitcoin blockchain. And so when you start to look at people who have held Bitcoin for over 1 year, regardless of the amount, holders that have actually held on to Bitcoin for over 1 year, there are 22.4 million addresses on the Bitcoin blockchain that have Bitcoin in it that have not moved it in over a year. That's 59%. 59% of Bitcoin holders have not moved whatever the amount of Bitcoin is in their wallet in over a year. People between 1 and 12 months that have not moved it is over 12.46 million addresses. So over a 30-day period, anyone who's held Bitcoin for more than 30 days, if you add that up, that ends up being somewhere around 34, 35 million wallet addresses on the Bitcoin blockchain. Absolutely incredible to continue to see that grow. Hash rate today is at 98.005. Or another way to look at it is if you look at actual terahashes per second, you can see that it is 110 terahash. Absolutely incredible, still coming off of that bottom. So what we start to see is that the difficulty adjustment, there was a massive drop in May and into June, but it's starting to come back. Currently today, we are sitting at 14.496. And then if we look at the cost per transaction today, about 168. Really, really, really interesting to see all of the underlying fundamentals after China kicked miners out of the country, coming back and showing that the strength of the Bitcoin blockchain continues to only get better over time. Now, as we begin to look at all of the transaction volumes at 14 to 20,000 transactions per day, and then you start looking at the 22 million or so wallet addresses that have not moved Bitcoin in under a year, we can then overlay that with what we talked about earlier in the week with exchanges actually pulling Bitcoin, seeing their Bitcoin balance pulled down, people taking Bitcoin off of exchanges and leaning into that supply squeeze that we've been talking about for a while. That's the update for today on Bitcoin. I tend to think that the underlying fundamentals are looking very strong. Price sitting at about $38,000, $39,000. And what this tells me is we're continuing to consolidate sideways, and the fun through the end of the year still looks as exactly as it has over the last couple of weeks and months. So keep paying attention to the fundamentals. Don't get distracted by price. Understand that every single day it is important that you're paying attention, that you're understanding exactly what's going on. So that's it for the Bitcoin update today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching that clip of the Best Business Show. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you know when we go live every weekday, and then head to SoFi.com/pomp so that you can get an account and we can get after it.